Hey there, my wedding planning friends, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for clicking on my video. I'm Emily Summer. I'm a wedding planner based in Montana, and I make weekly videos on wedding planning tips and advice. So you've obviously seen the title of this video, so if you have clicked on it, then you are likely getting married in Montana. So this video is just for you. If you are not, this video would also be helpful for anyone getting married anywhere that is like an outdoor destination wedding, especially somewhere if you are considering like getting married in a state park or somewhere in a national park, outdoor kind of adventure style elopement or wedding of any kind. These are the top 5 mistakes that I see couples make when planning a Montana wedding. Number 1 is underestimating or not planning for the weather. So this goes for any time of year. Obviously, if it's winter, there's a lot more weather-related things that can come up, primarily travel plans that could get canceled or delayed if you're flying, if you're driving, scary roads, difficult roads to travel, road closures, and that goes for even if you are living and getting married in Montana. It can be difficult to travel even to and from a venue in the winter if there is a storm. In the summer, weather is still pretty unpredictable. Ideally, we're not going to have snow, but it has happened. But rain can come at any time. The good thing is that most of the time in the summer, when we have some sort of rainstorm or storm, it typically doesn't last all day. So 100%, if you're planning a wedding in Montana in the summer, any month of the year, have a plan B. So this will be an option for if the weather is not great, if it's not ideal, that could either be super, super hot, raining, really windy, cold, whatever it might be. Have a plan B option, ideally indoors, in something that is enclosed and kind of protected as your backup plan. Even if it's in the middle of summer and you think weather is going to be great, always have a backup plan. Number 2 is over decorating the venue. When you're getting married in Montana, you're typically going to be getting married because of the views and the outdoor and the nature aspects that we have here in Montana. And most venues are going to highlight that. So don't feel the need to go over the top with your decor, with your flowers, with whatever it's going to be. It's going to feel like it's kind of competing with your venue, and let the natural elements of your venue, of your location, speak for itself and not feel like you need to overpower it or compete with it, and just kind of play up whatever is naturally involved in your venue. This is also a great way to save money too. You don't really need a ton of decor when it comes to Montana wedding venues. Number 3 is not asking for vendor recommendations with the vendors that you already have booked. So this probably goes for a lot of smaller places, but the wedding industry here in Montana is very close-knit, especially within the particular town. So I live in Missoula, Montana. The Missoula wedding industry is super close, and we all refer each other. We all have great relationships with each other, as well as when you're working up in the Flathead or the Bozeman area. I have connections in all of those, and primarily within that particular region, everyone knows each other pretty well and knows each other's working style. And when you have a team that is not only familiar with each other, but actually enjoys working with each other and knows what to expect from one another, that's only going to increase the likelihood that your event is going to go off without a hitch. Everyone's going to work together a little bit better to achieve the common goal, which is have a fabulous wedding, right? So make sure that you are asking whatever vendors you have for any vendor referrals that they might have for whatever particular area you are looking to book vendors from. Number 4 is not considering travel lodging for your guests. So a lot of venues are not going to be right in whatever town your guests are going to be traveling to and staying at. So consider, number 1, obviously, make sure that you are doing hotel room blocks and providing some kind of lodging option for your guests, whether that is Airbnbs, hotels, whatever it is. Do a little bit of research and provide those options to your guests if you're planning a destination wedding in Montana. In the summer months, these things can get booked up very quickly too, as summer is our kind of peak tourist season for visiting all of the national parks and fly fishing trips and all of those things. So do that far in advance and make sure that you're providing your guests with good options for lodging. You also want to keep this in mind when planning your venue. So keep it somewhat close to wherever the lodging is going to be, and if not, make sure that you are providing transportation. So have a shuttle company that is going to pick up your guests from wherever they're staying, Airbnb, downtown, hotel, whatever it might be, and shuttle them out to your venue. Like I said, hardly anything is like right in town and that convenient. There are a few options, but most of the venues are going to be a little ways out of town, so make sure that you are accommodating guests in whatever way makes sense there. Number 5 is not considering permits and restrictions. This is huge if you're planning on getting married in a national park, so like Glacier Park or Yellowstone National Park. Those are obviously two very common places that people will want to come and get married, or at least go do photo shoots in, or have an elopement ceremony and reception afterwards. There are a ton of permits and restrictions and things that you need to acquire in order to make that happen. You can't just assume that because it's public land that you can just show up, get married, and do whatever you need to do and then leave. So I'm not as familiar with Yellowstone National Park, so you will definitely need to do some research on there as far as what permits you need to acquire and all of that. In Glacier Park, these rules are changing pretty much every year too, and I'll include a link where you can find all of this information. They now require tickets to get into the park, and you also have to have a reservation, and so you need to apply in advance to whatever location you're wanting to get married at. So if you're doing like a ceremony somewhere in the park, there are certain places you are allowed to do that, and you do need to apply. There is a small fee associated with it. I believe the last time I had a wedding up there, it was like $125. So you do need to apply and include several options. So you'll list like what your first choice is, second and third for the specific location in Glacier Park that you want to get married at. But you do need to do that in advance, several months in advance at least, ideally like 9-12 months, now that it's become a fairly popular thing to do. This also goes for any local parks too. So it doesn't have to be one of the national parks. You typically still need to get some kind of permitting, event permit to have any sort of ceremony or celebration in even just like a local park in town. I obviously love a Montana wedding. I might be a little bit biased, but if you're planning a wedding in Montana or somewhere similar, don't make these 5 common mistakes. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe to get weekly videos on wedding planning tips and advice, and we'll see you next week.